Hello there gang, DD DeVere here with you with another past blast, playing a classic game from yesteryear to see if it's passed the test of time. Sorry it's been a little while since my last upload, it's been a couple of weeks or whatever. We'll talk more about that later. So we're looking at the Blue Max, Aces of the Great War, currently available on Steam and GOG, probably other digital download services, but they're the ones I know of at the moment. And it is a classic World War I flight sim from way back in the year of 1990. So what do we get? Well, we do get some options. Not a great amount of them, but you know, have to allow for the time. So you're going for the VGA, obviously. You've got a few plain details. You can turn them on or off. So yeah, obviously there's not a lot. The VCR, that allows you just to record your gameplay. Very advanced for the time, I suppose. And sound. All on, engine off, or all off. So, yeah. Selection done, I think, on that one. Well, the good news is it does work with modern controllers out of the box. That's something. I'm playing this with my trusty old Xbox controller, which is a bit janky. But there was a calibration screen when you first start up the game, so that's something. And it is a two-player game of sorts, but that's only local two-player, and there's no internet connection. So how do we get the game going? Well, first of all, we need to register a pilot, and this is a screen you're probably going to see a lot of. So I'm going to select for one player, and I'm going to create a new pilot. Allied. I'm going to use the joystick. I'm going to choose Realistic Simulator against the Better Judgment. And I'm going to use crosshairs. The bullets is just some sort of random spray pan. It's hard enough as it is already without making it even harder. So game mode, you get a choice of 4 game modes. You get a practice flight where you can just pot around the map and shoot and bomb things. And nothing shoots back. Action dogfight, as it sounds like, you basically can fight up to 3 enemies at a time. The strategy mode, we'll look at that quickly after the main game. And then you've got your campaigns. Now you need to register a pilot to be able to play the campaigns. And we'll see why that's a problem in very shortly. So let's just have a quick action dogfight, I think, just to dive straight into the action of itself with one enemy. So aircraft, you get 4 aircraft apiece. You get the Sopwith Camel, the SE-5A, the Spad 7 and the Newport 17 for the Allied. So I'll just select this plane. If you're flying German, the Axis side, the Axis powers in World War I, then you get the Albatros D3, the Fokker D7, the Fokker triplane, and then finally the Fokker Eindecker. So you can also set some weather conditions. Wind, you would never turn that on. Just leave it at mild. And you can have clouds, basically clear, light or overcast. And other than it chops a bit of the performance down, I'll leave light on. And that's your selections basically. So let's dive on into the action. Let's see what we get. So we do have a selection of views. We can look around our aircraft. There's our enemy. We're going head to head. You also have a little funky view that allows you to see your damage. As you see, there's an accumulated damage score, but you also have parts of damage. Is he gonna? Oh, he hasn't fired them yet. That's at first. Now. Well, that was pretty quick and easy. That doesn't normally happen. You can also actually slew your view in this mode, but you can't do this in the actual main view, which is a bit annoying. So the graphics definitely show their age. These only have 4 maps within the game. Somewhat annoyingly, there's no in-map screen. There actually is. If you play 2-player versus, there's actually a map that shows and it also shows where you are in relation to your enemy. Now there you're about to see the first biggest problem. the enemy have basically got hit scan weapons on. So when they start firing, you are getting hit. And you will get hit repeatedly. And they can pull off some pretty cracking shots, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, of course they can. They're hit scanned. And of course they're not restricted by the realistic flight simulation parameters either. So this could take a little while to get back up onto him. Because if I try climbing too hard, of course my engine will cut out. It doesn't bunt. If I nose down, that's fine. But if for some reason pulling it up will cut my engine. So yes, the AI itself, at least in fairness, it tries to avoid collisions. That's quite good. Oh, have a little chase view, which is useful for trying to locate the enemy. The sounds, of course, are very sparse. Sit there, look at that. He's absolutely hammered me. He's nearly destroyed me already. I'm going to try and do a risk. I was hoping to pull a snapshot off on him. Not quite. There are occasions when, for random reasons, your engine will just... It won't cut out. You still have full control of your engine. Your airspeed will be good. And it'll just lock you into a death dive. Like as if you flooded your engine or something. A little bit too much simulation for my liking on that one. Oh, there he was. Just trying to get rolled back in. Well, we're saying that, and then... Oh, only just. That was me being a bit of a yahoo on that one. Which way was he diving? That way. Of course, you don't have anything like rudder control. And trying to control your engine via the keyboard. I should really have used the key mapper software on this one. Oh, no, we've got him smoking. That's good. That was a lucky shot to nothing. There's the clouds, by the way, for anyone who's interested. You'd also have bombs. All aircraft carry bombs, and that includes Fokker triplanes and Eindeckers to lot. Oh, there we go. So far, so good. Now, a bit of annoyance. If you want to finish a mission, you have to land. Preferably on your own airbase. Which side is that? No idea. As I said, there is a map in if you do a two-player versus. But there's not in the campaign. You have to learn them from the manual. Luckily, they're very basic maps. You've basically got a factory, an airfield, and a bridge, and a little dirigible balloon on each side, and that's kind of your lot. Very much a product of the time. So let's. I think what we'll do is we'll quit out of this and out of the combat section. Now. I'll have a quick look at the campaign, because that should... So obviously your campaigns are restricted to what side you choose, your pilot has. But they're basically the same mission, just you fly it from the other side. So if in this one here, I'll say we'll pick a... Oh, before we do that, actually we'll have a quick look at the actions to practice strategy. So this is again based around the idea of the two players. It's an interesting touch. We'll make time per move, I'll just make it 120 seconds and total time for the game 20 minutes. You can sort of play it against the AI, but it's not very good. It's an interesting addition, so we'll just begin flight. So as you see here, you can actually kind of look around the world. And the idea is you're supposed to, on the hex grid map here, is to put yourself in a position to shoot down the enemy. So if I want to turn right, use D, and then I'll go forward one to my maximum times out. So there we go. I'll say I'm done. And we get to see it in the pilot's view. But the AI itself doesn't really do much in the way of trying to challenge you in this. But it's there. It's a nice little extra. You can play it. It's just not very good. As I say, it was designed with the idea that you would be playing against another human opponent. So we'll probably, I mean, that is it. So I can now do the same again. Just look around. See what I can move or dive. And at the moment, well, I won't do anything. He's right in front of me. So let's see what happens if I hit done. So it's there. That's really the main thing to remember. So we'll quit out of this bit now. And we'll dive into a campaign quickly. So let's, yeah. Where are we? Select game mode. Oh, my controls are a bit janky. So you get 3 campaigns. As I said, there's a different map for each, but they're so kind of samey, it's not a great difference. And of course, because of campaign, you'll be given the selected aircraft in advance. So then it tells you about Albert Ball, aggressive pilot. You would attack a defensive formation, choose a victim. Sounds fair enough. You know, he got up and behind them, dived in, shot one down, and tried to get away before the others had a chance to react. So you'd think that's put us in that position. It actually hasn't. Obviously, it's very hard in these graphics to tell exactly what direction they're facing, but I can guarantee you they are facing at me. Oh, there we go. No amount of barrel rolling is going to get me out of this one. Yeah, I'm being destroyed pretty rapidly here. And there we go. Dead again. Now, if I don't... This is the most annoying thing. So now, my pilot is wiped out. Completely wiped out. I have to re-register and restart again completely from the beginning. Nice little death animation. Unless you fly it repeatedly and repeatedly. So there we go. Expect that to happen a lot. So as I say, yeah, if I go to registration now, one player, find an active pilot. No, profile's gone. You can also have wipe your profile out in the dogfight mode unless you constantly replay till you get you're given the option to replay at least on the dogfight mode. In campaigns, you don't. You get as far as you go, and then that's that. So, as you've seen, fighting enemies with hit-scan weapons that don't have any of the limitations of the flight model that you do makes this a very frustrating experience if you're looking for the campaign. And so it's really, I mean, the problem is for it is, of course, you could buy the Red Baron pack on both GOG and Steam for a bit more money, not a great amount more, and get 2 really good World War I sims, flight sims, or this. So time has not been kind to this one. I think this is one of those ones, unless you've got big all-size nostalgia goggles, you're probably not going to get the best out of it. There's a bit of fun to be had from the dogfight mode, and the little campaign's interesting, the little 2-player strategy game's interesting addition. But overall, yeah, not a must-fly by any stretch of the imagination. So anyway, gang, I think we'll conclude our dealings at this point. Limited complaints, you know. Some interesting controls for the looks, I suppose, if I was surmising it. But very frustrating because of the hit scan and the fact it wipes your pilot out each time. So you've got no way of reviving them. Yes, sorry, I was going to conclude our dealings. Hopefully I'll try and get a bit more content up this year now that things are starting to stabilise on my financial fronts and things like that. No promises, but I will definitely try and get more done this year than I have done last, was it a couple of weeks, couple of months? I forget when my last upload was. It's been a little while, I do know that much. So apologies, and I'll try and pick up the pace, so to speak. So anyway, Red Baron, got out of my mind now. Blue Max, Aces of the Great War. Other than for mucking around in the dogfight mode, or if you played it back in the day, you just want to relive those glorious moments of frustration as you slam your controller into the deck again, this is a great choice. But other than that, probably there's better out there. So anyway, all, thanks for taking the time to watch. Hope you found it useful and entertaining in some way. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know you're live, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.